Why does it hurt so much when someone ignores you? Why can one unanswered message change your whole mood? Why can one person go quiet and suddenly your mind becomes loud? You check your phone. You replay the last conversation. You wonder what you did wrong. You tell yourself you will not care. Then you check again. So what is really happening? The answer is not only that you care about them. The deeper answer is that their silence has touched something inside you. Your need to be chosen. Your fear of being replaced. Your hunger for proof that you still matter. And if you do not understand that, you will keep chasing replies from people who may not deserve access to your peace. So in this video, we are going to look at what Stoicism teaches about being ignored. You will learn why silence from another person can feel so powerful. Why chasing attention weakens your dignity. How to tell the difference between patience and self-abandonment. Why attention is not the same as love. And how to stay silent without becoming bitter, cold, or cruel. Because the goal is not to pretend you do not care. The goal is to care without kneeling. And by the end, you should understand one thing clearly. When someone ignores you, the real test is not whether they come back. The real test is whether you abandon yourself while waiting. Before we go deeper, answer this in the comments if this topic is speaking to you. Have you ever let one person's silence control your whole day? You do not need to explain the whole story. Just comment peace if you are ready to take yours back. Let us begin with the first mistake people make. They confuse being ignored with being worthless. Someone does not answer. Someone becomes cold. Someone pulls away. And immediately, the mind starts building a courtroom. Was I too much? Did I say something wrong? Am I not interesting enough? Did they find someone better? Should I apologize even if I do not know what I did? Notice what happens. Their silence becomes your judge. Their absence becomes evidence. Their delay becomes a sentence against your value. But Epictetus would stop you right there. He would ask, what part of this is actually yours? Their reply is not yours. Their timing is not yours. Their emotional maturity is not yours. Their ability to communicate honestly is not yours. Their desire to stay close is not yours. But your judgment is yours. Your reaction is yours. Your next choice is yours. Your dignity is yours. This is the Stoic doorway. You cannot command someone else's attention, but you can command the meaning you attach to their attention. That difference matters. If a person ignores you, it may reveal something about them. It may reveal busyness. It may reveal avoidance. It may reveal confusion. It may reveal disinterest. It may reveal immaturity. But it does not automatically reveal your worth. This is where many people lose peace. They treat another person's silence as a measurement of their own value. But your value is not a notification. Your worth does not rise when the phone lights up. Your worth does not fall when it stays dark. A reply can give you information. It cannot give you identity. A Stoic person understands this, not because they feel nothing, but because they do not let every outside event become a verdict on the soul. You may feel the sting. That is human. You may feel disappointed. That is normal. You may feel confused. That is understandable. But you do not have to turn the feeling into surrender. The second thing to understand is this: chasing rarely creates respect. It usually exposes hunger. Think about the last time you sent a message from panic, not from clarity, not from calm, not because something truly needed to be said, but because you could not sit with the silence. You sent one more text, then maybe another. You changed your tone. You explained too much. You softened your needs. You tried to sound casual when you were not casual at all. You gave the other person more effort than they had earned. And after you sent it, did you feel stronger? Or did you feel smaller? That is the quiet cost of chasing. It does not only give them more access, it changes how you see yourself. You start to feel like someone waiting outside a locked door, hoping the person inside decides you are worth opening for. That is a painful place to live. Stoicism would not tell you to hate the person. It would not tell you to play games. It would not tell you to become cruel. It would simply tell you to return to self-command. Seneca warned that a person becomes poor not only by having little, but by wanting too much. The same thing happens with attention. When you want one person's attention too much, you become poor in spirit. You start accepting crumbs and calling them a meal. A small reply feels like rescue. A little warmth feels like proof. A late message feels like oxygen. But peace built on someone else's inconsistency is not peace. It is dependence with better lighting. Ask yourself honestly, do I want this person? Or do I want relief from the anxiety they create? Do I miss them? Or do I miss the version of myself who felt chosen when they were warm? Do I love them? Or am I trying to win back the attention that made me feel valuable? These questions are uncomfortable, but they cut through the fog. Sometimes the person you are chasing is not the real person in front of you. Sometimes you are chasing the beginning, the first version, the kind words, the fast replies, the feeling that you mattered. But people reveal themselves over time. The beginning is not always the truth. Consistency is closer to the truth. How they act when they are busy. How they act when things are uncomfortable. How they handle your feelings. How they communicate when they cannot give you what you want. How they treat you when they know you care. That is where character appears. And Stoicism is always interested in character. Not fantasy, not hope, not intensity. Character. Now look at the next part. There is a difference between patience and self-abandonment. This is where many good people get trapped. They do not want to be unfair. They do not want to overreact. They do not want to seem needy. So they keep giving the other person more time, more understanding, more excuses, more chances. And sometimes patience is wise. People have lives. People get tired. People go through things they do not explain. Not every slow reply is disrespect. Not every quiet day is rejection. A stoic person does not panic over every delay. But there is a line. Patience says, I can give space without losing myself. Self-abandonment says, I will accept confusion because I am afraid to lose access. Patience keeps your standards alive. Self-abandonment lowers them every time you feel anxious. Patience is calm. Self-abandonment is panic dressed as kindness. So ask yourself, am I being patient or am I afraid to see the truth? Am I giving them space, or am I making excuses for a pattern? Am I respecting their life, or am I disrespecting my own? A person can be busy and still be clear. A person can need space and still show respect. A person can have a hard time and still not make you feel disposable. The issue is not always silence. The issue is the pattern around the silence. Do they disappear every time responsibility appears? Do they become warm only when you pull away? Do they give just enough attention to keep you attached, but never enough clarity to give you peace? Do they make you feel guilty for needing basic communication? Do they benefit from your patience while offering no real care in return? If the answer is yes, you are not practicing patience anymore. You are participating in your own erosion. That may sound harsh, but sometimes truth has to be sharp enough to cut the rope. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself to see things as they are, not as fear paints them, not as desire decorates them, not as attachment begs them to be, as they are. So look clearly. If someone repeatedly makes you feel small, confused, anxious, and unwanted, then their silence is not a mystery. It is information. Do not keep asking confusion to become clarity. Now let us answer another question. Should you say something or should you stay silent? This matters, because staying silent does not mean you never communicate. Stoicism is not avoidance. It is not pretending everything is fine. It is not punishing someone by disappearing. That is not wisdom. That is just a different costume for immaturity. If something matters, speak once from calm, not 10 times from panic. Speak clearly. Say what you noticed. Say what you need. Ask the question if a question needs to be asked. Set the boundary if a boundary needs to be set. But after you have spoken clearly, stop turning your dignity into repeated reminders. You do not need to explain basic respect again and again. You do not need to beg someone to consider your feelings. You do not need to deliver a speech to someone who already understands, but does not care enough to change. There is a line from calm communication to emotional begging. Many people cross it because they hope the next explanation will finally make the other person understand. But often they already understand. They just do not value the situation the way you do. That is painful, but it is also useful. Because once you see it, you can stop performing. You can stop writing the perfect message. You can stop trying to find the magic sentence. You can stop editing yourself into someone easier to choose. A person's pattern will answer you better than their promises. A person's effort will answer you better than their excuses. A person's consistency will answer you better than their words. So if you have spoken once with honesty, observe. Observation is not weakness. It is intelligence. Do not interrupt the lesson. Let them show you what they choose when you stop chasing. The next question is this: why do some people ignore you more when they know you care? Not every person does this, but some do. They sense your attachment. They sense that you will explain for them. They sense that you are afraid to leave. So they become careless with access to you. They learn that distance makes you anxious. They learn that silence makes you reach. They learn that if they pull back, you will move forward. This becomes a pattern, not always planned, not always evil, but still damaging. And your job is not to diagnose them. Your job is to stop volunteering for the pattern. That is an important sentence. Your job is not to diagnose them. Your job is to stop volunteering for the pattern. You do not need to know whether they are avoidant, confused, immature, manipulative, wounded, distracted, or afraid. Those may explain behavior. They do not automatically excuse it. A wise person can have compassion without becoming a doormat. You can understand someone and still choose distance. You can forgive someone and still remove access. You can wish them well and still stop giving them the power to disturb your mind. This is emotional adulthood. Stoicism is not about winning the other person. It is about winning yourself back. And winning yourself back often looks quiet. It looks like not checking, not sending the extra message, not stalking their activity, not reading hidden meanings into every small sign, not building a fantasy out of tiny gestures, not giving your whole nervous system to a person who cannot give you a clear sentence. The world calls this cold sometimes. It is not cold. It is clean. There is a difference. Coldness says, I do not care about anyone. Clean self-respect says, I care, but I will not abandon myself. Now let us talk about attention. Attention is not the same as love. This one can save you years. A person can give you attention and still not value you. A person can miss you and still not be good for you. A person can return and still not respect you. A person can say the right thing and still repeat the same pattern. Attention feels powerful because it gives quick relief. Your phone lights up and suddenly your chest loosens. They reply and the whole day feels lighter. They act warm again and you think maybe everything is fine. But ask yourself, did the problem get solved? Or did the anxiety just get fed? That is the trap. When you are hungry for attention, every small signal feels like a feast. But love is not a signal. Love is character in motion. Love has responsibility. Love has care. Love has honesty. Love has steadiness. Love does not always answer instantly, but it does not keep you starving for proof. A person who values you may need space, but they do not make confusion their main language. A person who respects you may be imperfect, but they do not make you feel foolish for having feelings. A person who cares may be busy, but they do not make you feel invisible as a pattern. So do not ask only, did they come back? Ask what came back. Did clarity come back? Did respect come back? Did maturity come back? Did change come back? Or did the same cycle return wearing a softer voice? This is where the Stoic mind must become sober. Desire loves exceptions. Desire says, maybe this time. Maybe now they understand. Maybe the old warmth is finally back. But wisdom asks for evidence, not paranoia. Evidence. A changed person does not only speak differently for one evening. A changed person behaves differently over time. Until then, be kind, but do not be blind. Now here is something many people do not want to hear. Sometimes the pain is not love. Sometimes it is withdrawal. You became used to the attention, used to the rhythm, used to the hope, used to the emotional high when they finally replied. So when the attention disappears, your body reacts as if something has been taken from you. That does not always mean the connection was healthy. It may mean the connection was unstable enough to become addictive. This is why being ignored can feel so intense. Uncertainty creates obsession. A clear no hurts, but it gives the mind a wall. Maybe hurts longer, because maybe keeps the door half open. Maybe keeps you checking. Maybe keeps you imagining. Maybe keeps you trying to solve a puzzle that the other person keeps changing. Stoicism is powerful here, because it teaches you to prefer truth over fantasy. Even painful truth. Especially painful truth. Because fantasy can waste years. A painful truth can free you in one season. If someone is not choosing you clearly, do not keep choosing them completely. That is not punishment. That is proportion. Give according to truth, not according to hope. If the connection is unclear, do not build your life around it. If the effort is inconsistent, do not make it your emotional home. If the person is uncertain, do not become certain enough for both of you. That is how people lose themselves. They try to carry both sides of a relationship. Their side and the missing side. Their effort and the other person's absence. Their hope and the other person's hesitation. It becomes exhausting because it is not balanced. You were not meant to be both people. Now ask another question. What should you do with the urge to chase? Because telling someone not to chase is easy. Feeling the urge is harder. You may understand everything in this video and still want to send the message. That does not mean you failed. It means your old pattern is still alive. So do not shame the urge. Train it. When the urge comes, pause. Do not act immediately. Give yourself time. 10 minutes. 1 hour. 1 night. Most desperate messages weaken when they are not fed right away. Then ask, what am I hoping this message will do? Am I seeking clarity? Or am I seeking relief? Am I speaking from self-respect? Or from fear? Will this message make me proud tomorrow? Or will it make me feel smaller after I send it? If the message is honest, calm, and necessary, send it. If it is anxious, repetitive, and begging to be chosen, do not. Write it in your notes instead. Take a walk. Drink water. Clean something. Move your body. Call a friend who does not feed the obsession. Return to your own life before you return to the phone. The body helps the mind. The Stoics understood that philosophy is not only ideas. It is practice. It is what you do when the old impulse arrives. You do not become calm by hearing calm words. You become calm by practicing calm actions while your emotions are loud. The next part is important. Do not make their silence the center of your life. When someone ignores you, obsession tries to organize your day. You wake up and check. You work and wonder. You eat and replay. You lie down and imagine. Your life becomes a small orbit around their absence. That is too much power to give one person. Marcus Aurelius would remind you that time is short. Not to scare you, to wake you. Your attention is your life. Every minute you spend worshiping someone's silence is a minute you do not spend building your own character. Your work waits. Your body waits. Your home waits. Your future waits. Your peace waits. Your real life waits while your mind kneels in front of a blank screen. That image should disturb you because it shows the cost clearly. This does not mean you should be ashamed of hurting. Pain is not weakness, but staying in the same pain when you can begin to move is where the danger begins. Return to your life, not as a slogan, as a schedule. Decide what you will do when the urge comes. Decide what part of your day belongs to your future, not their silence. Decide what habit you will practice instead of checking. Decide what work you will finish even if they never reply. Decide what kind of person you are becoming while they are absent. This is how you take power back. Not through a dramatic speech. Through structure. A clean room. A finished task. A body moved. A phone put away. A promise kept. A night of sleep protected. A morning used well. Small things. But small things become a life. Now let us look at forgiveness. Do you need to forgive the person who ignored you? Maybe. But forgiveness does not mean giving them the same access. This is another place where people confuse virtue with weakness. They think if they forgive, they must return. If they understand, they must stay. If they are kind, they must keep the door open. No. Forgiveness can be private. Forgiveness can mean you stop poisoning yourself with resentment. But trust is different. Access is different. Closeness is different. Those require evidence. Stoicism values justice. Justice is not only being fair to others. It is also being fair to yourself. You can let go of hatred and still honor the lesson. You can release anger and still keep distance. You can wish someone peace and still decide they are not safe for your peace. That is not bitterness. That is wisdom. And wisdom does not need to explain itself to everyone. Now here is a question worth sitting with. What would change if you stopped needing them to understand your pain? Many people stay attached because they want the other person to finally see what they did. They want them to understand the anxiety, the waiting, the confusion, the humiliation of chasing, the ache of being ignored. They want the person who caused the wound to recognize the wound. That desire is human, but it can become another chain. Because some people will not understand. Some people cannot understand. Some people do understand and still do not change. If your healing depends on their understanding, you may stay trapped for a long time. Stoicism gives you another path. You can understand the lesson, even if they never understand the damage. You can change your behavior, even if they never apologize. You can stop chasing, even if they never admit you deserved better. You can choose dignity without a witness. This is one of the strongest forms of freedom. To stop needing agreement from the person who disappointed you. Now let us talk about closure. Do you really need closure? Or do you want one more chance to be chosen? This is a hard question. Many people ask for closure because it sounds mature. But underneath, they are hoping for a different ending. They want the conversation that makes the person care. They want the explanation that makes the confusion worth it. They want the apology that proves they mattered. They want the old warmth to return for one last moment. And sometimes closure is healthy. Sometimes a calm conversation helps two people understand and move on. But many times, the person who gave you confusion cannot give you clarity. You are asking the storm to become the shelter. You are asking the wound to become the doctor. So closure may have to become a decision. Not a message. Not a meeting. Not a final speech. A decision. I saw the pattern. I felt the cost. I learned the lesson. I am done chasing what makes me lose myself. That is closure. quiet, private, strong. If that sentence feels true for you, comment dignity. Not for drama, not to tell the whole story, just to mark the moment you choose self-respect over the chase. Now we need to be careful. Silence can be wise, but silence can also become pride. So check your heart. Are you staying silent because you are calm? Or because you want to punish them? Are you staying silent because you have accepted the truth? Or because you are hoping they panic and come running? Are you staying silent to protect your peace? Or to win a game? Stoic silence is not manipulation. It is not a tactic to make someone miss you. It is not a performance of strength. It is self-command. The purpose is not to control them. The purpose is to stop being controlled by them. That is the difference. If your silence is secretly another form of chasing, you are still not free. You are just chasing without words. Freedom comes when you stop arranging your behavior around their reaction. You do what is right because it is right. You step back because the pattern is unhealthy. You speak once because honesty matters. You stay silent after that because self-respect matters too. You move forward because life is too short to keep circling the same uncertainty. That is clean. That is strong. That is stoic. Now let us bring this into a normal day. They ignore you. What do you actually do? First, do not react immediately. Let the first wave pass. The first wave is usually fear, pride, anger, or panic. Do not let the first wave write the message. Second, ask what is truly happening. Is this a one-time delay? Or part of a pattern? Is there trust here? Or only anxiety? Is this person usually respectful? Or do they often leave you guessing? Third, choose one clear action. If communication is needed, speak calmly once. If no more words are needed, be still. If the pattern is clear, step back. Fourth, return to your life physically. Put the phone away. Move your body. Do something useful. Do not sit there feeding the fire. Fifth, protect your standard. Do not reward neglect with more access. Do not lower your needs to keep someone near. Do not confuse being chosen late with being valued deeply. This is practical Stoicism. Not just quotes, not just ancient names. A way of living when your emotions want to pull you apart. And if you practice this long enough, something changes. At first, silence from others feels like danger. Then it starts to feel like information. At first, not being chosen feels like humiliation. Then it starts to feel like direction. At first, letting go feels like loss. Then it starts to feel like breathing again. You begin to realize that not everyone who leaves creates emptiness. Some people create space. Space for clarity. Space for self-respect. Space for better people. Space for your own life to become louder than their absence. That is when you begin to understand the gift hidden inside the pain. Their silence showed you where you were still giving your power away. Now you can take it back. Not with anger, with practice, not with revenge, with standards, not with bitterness, with peace. So when they ignore you, stay silent. But understand what that means. It does not mean freeze your life. It does not mean wait in secret. It does not mean become cold. It does not mean hate them. It means stop chasing confusion. It means stop begging for what should be given with respect. It means stop letting another person's distance become the center of your identity. It means listen to what their pattern is saying. It means return to what is yours. Your attention, your body, your work, your values, your time, your peace, and your next choice. Someone can ignore your message. Do not let them ignore your worth. Someone can delay a reply. Do not let them delay your life. Someone can leave you uncertain. Do not become uncertain about yourself. That is the real lesson. The phone may stay silent. Let it. The door may stay closed. Let it. The answer may never come. Let that be an answer. Then stand up inside your own life. Walk back to the work. Walk back to the morning. Walk back to your standards. Walk back to the part of you that existed before their attention became so powerful. That part is still there. Quiet maybe, tired maybe, but still there. And every time you do not chase, it gets stronger. Every time you choose dignity, it gets stronger. Every time you put the phone down and return to yourself, it gets stronger. This is how peace returns. Not all at once, not with one grand decision, but through many small refusals. I will not beg today. I will not check again today. I will not turn silence into a story about my worth today. I will not chase someone who makes me abandon myself today. That is enough for today. Tomorrow, practice again. If this message reached you, comment peace. Or comment dignity if you are choosing self-respect over the chase. Your comment may help someone else who is sitting with the same unanswered message, wondering if they are weak for hurting. They are not weak, and neither are you. You are learning to stop handing your peace to people who do not know how to hold it. And if you want more calm Stoic lessons on silence, discipline, relationships, self-control, and inner strength, subscribe to Stoic Echoes. But do not only listen. Practice the next moment. The next time they ignore you, pause. Breathe. Put the phone down. Return to yourself. Because when someone ignores you, the strongest answer is not another message. The strongest answer is a life they no longer control.